Have you ever called your dog's name only to be met with absolute silence? You call again. Nothing. Maybe they glance your way for a split second before going right back to whatever they were doing, completely ignoring you. It's frustrating, right? It makes you wonder, is my dog just being stubborn? Are they mad at me? Or, what if there's something deeper going on? What if I told you that your dog isn't actually ignoring you on purpose, but instead, they're responding to something you don't even realize you're doing? And here's the shocking part, most dog owners are making this one simple mistake without even knowing it. A mistake that, if left unchecked, can weaken your bond and make training feel impossible. But don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common problems dog owners face, and the good news? It's completely fixable. In this video, we're going to uncover the real reasons why your dog tunes you out, and more importantly, I'll show you how to fix it fast. By the end, you'll have the tools to not only get your dog's attention every time you call but also strengthen your connection in a way that makes them want to listen to you. So, if you've ever wondered why your dog ignores you or how to change that to stick around, because what you're about to learn could completely transform your relationship with your furry best friend. Let's dive in. Chapter 1: The Science Behind Why Dogs Ignore You. If you've ever called your dog's name and been completely ignored, you might assume they're just being stubborn or worse, that they don't respect you. But what if I told you that your dog isn't ignoring you on purpose? In fact, science tells us that dogs process human communication in a completely different way than we do, and if you don't understand how their brain works, you might be unknowingly making it harder for them to listen to you. Let's break it down. A groundbreaking study from Yevush University in Hungary found that dogs, just like humans, process words in the left hemisphere of their brain. But here's the catch: understanding words is only part of the equation. The right hemisphere of their brain focuses on tone and emotion. That means when you speak to your dog, they aren't just hearing what you say, they're picking up on how you say it. And it doesn't stop there. Dogs rely far more on body language than verbal commands. Research shows that up to 80% of a dog's communication is nonverbal. Think about that 80%. That means if your tone and body language aren't aligned with your words, your dog might not understand what you want at all. Let's say you're calling your dog in an irritated tone, but your arms are crossed and your posture is stiff. From a human perspective, you're just frustrated that your dog won't come. But from your dog's perspective? They're picking up conflicting signals. Your voice is demanding, but your closed-off body language is making you look unapproachable. Instead of coming to you, they hesitate or worse, ignore you altogether. Or let's take another scenario: you excitedly say, "Come here, buddy." But at the same time, you're unintentionally stepping toward your dog in a way that feels intimidating. Your words say one thing, but your movement tells a different story. And what does your dog do? Freeze. Ignore you. Look away. Not because they don't love you, but because they're confused. This explains why some dogs seem to listen perfectly some of the time but ignore commands at other times. It's not that they're being defiant. They're simply reacting to the full picture: your words, your tone, your posture, and even the environment around them. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. Another study found that dogs actually have a special region in their brain dedicated to processing human speech patterns, something that no other non-human species has been proven to do. This suggests that dogs have evolved to listen to us in ways we don't even fully understand yet. So, what does all this mean for you? Simple. If your dog is ignoring you, it's not because they're trying to be difficult. It's because their brain is wired to interpret communication differently than we expect. And once you understand how your dog perceives your words, tone, and body language, you can start making small adjustments that will make a huge difference in how they respond to you. And trust me, once you speak their language, everything changes. Your dog will listen more, respond faster, and your bond will grow stronger than ever. Chapter 2: 5 Main Reasons Why Your Dog Ignores You. Now that we know why dogs sometimes ignore us, let's talk about the 5 biggest reasons your dog might not be listening, and more importantly, how to fix them fast. Now that we know your dog isn't ignoring you just to be stubborn, let's talk about the real reasons behind their behavior. You might be surprised to learn that most dogs who ignore commands aren't being rebellious at all. They're either confused, overwhelmed, or simply haven't been taught how to respond the right way. So, let's break down the 5 biggest reasons your dog might not be listening, and more importantly, how to fix them fast. Reason number 1: your dog doesn't actually know their name. I know what you're thinking: of course, my dog knows their name. But here's the thing: just because your dog sometimes responds when you call doesn't mean they fully understand that their name means, "Stop what you're doing and pay attention to me." For many dogs, their name is just background noise. They hear it so often, sometimes in different tones, sometimes paired with different actions, that it doesn't carry real meaning. Imagine if someone kept calling you, but sometimes it meant come here, other times it meant stop chewing that, and other times it was just random chatter. After a while, you'd probably start tuning it out too. How to fix it: the name game. We need to make your dog's name exciting again. Try this. Say their name in a happy, clear tone and immediately reward them when they look at you. Repeat this several times a day, in different locations, and with different distractions. Keep it fun. The more positive experiences they associate with their name, the more likely they are to respond. Do this consistently, and soon, your dog will snap to attention every time you call, no matter where you are. Reason number 2, they're overstimulated or distracted. Ever taken your dog to the park, called their name, and been completely ignored? You're not alone. Here's why. Dogs experience the world primarily through their sense of smell, which is up to 100,000 times stronger than ours. Imagine walking into a bakery and being hit with the delicious scent of fresh bread. Now imagine that for your dog, that same level of excitement happens every time they sniff the grass, another dog, or even the air. So, when you're calling their name at the park and they're too busy sniffing around, it's not that they're ignoring you, it's that their brain is being overloaded with scent information. How to fix it? Start training in a low distraction environment before working up to more stimulating places. Use high-value rewards like chicken or cheese, something better than whatever has their attention. Keep training sessions short and fun. The goal is to make listening to you more rewarding than whatever else is going on. Once your dog learns that paying attention to you leads to better rewards than sniffing a rock, you'll see a huge difference in their response time. Reason number 3, you're repeating commands too much. Sit, sit. Sit. Sound familiar? If you've ever repeated a command multiple times before your dog listens, you might be accidentally teaching them that they don't need to respond right away. Dogs learn through patterns. If they hear sit 3 times before they actually have to do it, guess what? They start thinking, oh, I don't actually have to sit until the 3rd time. How to fix it? Say the command once in a clear, firm voice. If your dog doesn't respond, pause for a moment, don't repeat the command. Use a hand gesture or treat to guide them into the behavior, then immediately reward them when they do it right. Only reward them when they respond the first time. By doing this, you're teaching your dog that commands mean something the first time they hear them, not just after you repeat them 5 times. Reason number 4, they're confused by mixed signals. Dogs are masters at reading human body language, but that can also be a problem. If your words say one thing and your body says another, your dog might not know what to do. Let's say you tell your dog to come in a cheerful voice, but at the same time, you're stepping toward them with a serious expression. To your dog, that body movement feels more like pressure than an invitation. Instead of running to you, they hesitate, or worse, they freeze and look away. Or maybe you tell your dog down one day, but the next day, you say lie down. Even though they sound similar to you, they might not realize they mean the same thing. How to fix it? Pick one clear cue for each behavior and make sure everyone in the household uses the same one. Keep your body language open and inviting when giving commands. If your dog hesitates, check if your tone and posture are matching what you're asking them to do. Once you start giving clear and consistent signals, you'll notice a huge improvement in how quickly your dog responds. Reason number 5, your dog doesn't see you as a leader. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be a tough, dominant alpha. In reality, the best leaders aren't the ones who intimidate their dogs, but the ones who are calm, confident, and consistent. Dogs naturally look for guidance. If they don't feel like they can trust you to lead, they'll start making decisions on their own, like choosing to ignore you when you call. A dog that respects and trusts their owner will listen not out of fear, but out of connection. How to fix it? Practice structured activities like leash training, obedience drills, and controlled play. Be consistent with rules. If you let them jump on the couch one day but scold them the next, they'll get confused. Reward good behavior immediately so they learn what's expected of them. When your dog sees you as someone worth listening to, they won't just obey, they'll want to engage with you. So, if your dog has been ignoring you, remember, it's not personal. They're not being stubborn, disobedient, or trying to frustrate you. In most cases, they simply need clearer communication, better training, or a little help focusing. Now that you know the 5 biggest reasons dogs ignore commands and exactly how to fix them, it's time to put these strategies into action. And trust me, when you start seeing the difference in how your dog responds, it'll feel like magic. Chapter 3, How to Fix It Fast, Step-by-Step Training Guide. Alright, now for the part you've been waiting for, how to get your dog to listen immediately. At this point, you know why your dog isn't responding to commands. Maybe they're distracted, confused, or just haven't been properly trained to associate words with actions. But don't worry. You're about to learn the exact steps to fix this problem fast so your dog listens the first time, every time. Let's dive right in. Step 1, the 3-second rule. Most dog owners make one critical mistake when giving commands: they repeat themselves over and over. Sit, sit. Sit. Come here. Come on, come on. Come here. Sound familiar? Here's the problem: when you repeat a command too much, your dog learns that they don't have to listen the first time. That's where the 3-second rule comes in. How to use it. Say the command once in a clear, firm voice. Wait 3 full seconds without repeating it. If your dog doesn't respond, use a hand signal or lure, like a treat, to guide them into the behavior. Reward them immediately once they do it correctly. Why does this work? Because you're teaching your dog that the first command matters. No more ignoring or waiting until the third time you say it. Step 2, reward the right behavior immediately. Dogs don't sit around reflecting on their past actions like humans do. They live entirely in the moment, which means they only associate rewards with whatever they're doing right now. If your dog sits, and you wait even 5 seconds before giving a treat, they might think they're getting rewarded for standing up, wagging their tail, or staring at you instead. How to use it. The moment your dog follows a command, mark the behavior with a clear signal, say yes in an excited voice or use a clicker. Follow up with a reward immediately: treat, toy, or praise. This reinforces the behavior instantly and makes it crystal clear to your dog what they did right. Step 3, practice in different environments. Here's a big secret: just because your dog listens inside your house doesn't mean they'll listen anywhere else. Dogs don't generalize well, meaning they don't automatically understand that sit means the same thing whether they're in the kitchen, at the park, or in a busy street. How to fix it. Start in a low distraction area, like your living room. Once your dog masters the command inside, try it outside in your backyard. Gradually increase distractions, move to the front yard, then a quiet park, then a busier area. Reward consistently every time they listen in a new place. This step is critical because it teaches your dog to listen anywhere, not just at home. Step 4, use a training leash for more control. Does your dog suddenly forget their training when they're outside? One of the best tools you can use is a long training leash, 10 to 20 feet. This gives your dog freedom to explore while still giving you control when they ignore commands. How to use it. Attach a long leash, 10 to 20 feet, to their collar or harness. Give a command, like come. If they ignore you, gently reel them in so they learn they must respond. Reward immediately when they come to you. With consistent practice, your dog will start responding even without the leash. Step 5, make listening to you fun. This is the most important step of all. Training should never feel like a boring chore for your dog. The more fun and engaging you make it, the faster they'll learn. How to do it. Turn training into a game. Ask for a sit before throwing their favorite ball. Use excited energy and movement to keep them engaged. Mix in treats, toys, and praise to keep them motivated. When your dog enjoys listening to you, they'll choose to obey not because they have to, but because they want to. Your dog will listen fast. If you follow these steps, you'll notice a huge improvement in your dog's behavior almost immediately. White heavy checkmark: no more ignoring commands. White heavy checkmark: no more frustration. White heavy checkmark: just a dog that listens every time you call. Chapter 4, avoid these common mistakes. You're almost there. By now, you know why dogs ignore commands and how to fix it fast, but before we wrap up, there's something crucial we need to talk about. Even the best training techniques won't work if you're unknowingly making some critical mistakes that confuse your dog or slow down progress. So, let's go over the top training mistakes that might actually be making your dog's behavior worse and how to fix them. Mistake number 1, using your dog's name only for punishment. Think about it: does your dog's name mean something positive, or does it mean they're in trouble? If the only time they hear Max is when they've chewed your shoes, peed on the carpet, or stolen food from the counter, they'll start associating their name with negative consequences. And what happens next? They avoid responding altogether. How to fix it? Start using their name in happy, positive situations. Call their name, and when they look at you, immediately reward them: treats, praise, or playtime. Never use their name in frustration. If you need to correct them, use a neutral word like allied or simply redirect them. Make their name something they love hearing, not something that signals, "Oh, I'm in trouble." Mistake number 2, not reinforcing good behavior. Here's a shocking truth: many dog owners accidentally ignore their dog's good behavior but react instantly when they do something wrong. For example, your dog sits politely? No reaction. They jump on the couch? Instant scolding. They wait patiently by the door? No praise. They start barking at a squirrel? Immediate yelling. Over time, your dog learns that bad behavior gets more attention than good behavior. And guess what? Dogs crave attention, so they'll keep repeating whatever gets the biggest reaction from you. How to fix it? Catch your dog being good. If they sit calmly instead of jumping, praise them. If they wait patiently at the door, reward them. Reinforce good behavior more than you correct bad behavior. Use treats, toys, or even just a happy good boy/girl. To show them that good choices lead to great things. Make good behavior worth their while, and they'll choose it more often. Mistake number 3, expecting immediate results. If you've ever thought, why isn't my dog listening yet? I've been training for days, you're not alone. Dogs aren't robots. They don't magically learn commands overnight. Training takes time, repetition, and patience. Think about it like this: if you were learning a new language, would you expect to be fluent after a few lessons? Of course not. Dogs need the same kind of consistent practice before they truly understand and obey commands every time. How to fix it? Set realistic expectations. Puppies, rescues, and stubborn breeds might take weeks to fully master commands. Stay consistent, use the same words, tone, and rewards every time. Celebrate small wins. Even small progress means your dog is learning. Patience and persistence always pay off. Keep at it, and one day, you'll look back and realize just how far your dog has come. Now that you know the biggest training mistakes and how to avoid them, you're one step closer to having a dog that listens every single time. Remember. White heavy checkmark: use your dog's name in a positive way. White heavy checkmark: reward good behavior just as much as, or more than, you correct bad behavior. White heavy checkmark: be patient and consistent, training takes time. And now, it's your turn. Have you made any of these mistakes before? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your experiences and help out with any training struggles. And there you have it. Now you know exactly why your dog ignores you and how to fix it fast. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what's the biggest challenge you have with your dog's behavior? We'd love to help. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on your furry friends.